February 1st, 2026. The Grammys. The camera flashes are just blinding. The red carpet is total chaos. And standing there glowing in a designer dress is Kelsea Ballerini. She looks right into the lens of entertainment tonight and tells the world she, quote, loves love. She says she and Chase Stokes are doing life together.
The perfect picture.
It is the perfect picture of a power couple defying the odds. But behind the media-trained smiles, a bomb was ticking. 5 days later, absolute silence. Then a solo appearance, a radical new haircut,
And that comment.
and a single one-word comment on Instagram that burned the whole fairy tale right to the ground. Hollywood had a new obsession, the breakup that wasn't supposed to happen. Welcome to StarScope Report. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Jamie.
So today isn't just about gossip. It's really about the machinery of fame. We have a stack of sources here, from People magazine exclusives to like forensic TikTok analysis and deep dive Reddit threads.
Right.
Our mission is to move past the publicist statements, the official narratives. We're going to uncover the Hollywood drama, the music industry shakeups, and the viral scandals that tell us what is actually happening behind the scenes.
Exactly. Today is a forensic dissection of the Kelsea Ballerini and Chase Stokes split. And I know you follow the headlines, but when you look at the specific timestamp data, the social media, the lyrics, the unspoken signals, this wasn't a relationship just running its course.
No.
This was a controlled demolition.
A controlled demolition. I love that, but it feels contradictory. You have this messy breakup on one hand, and on the other, you're saying it's controlled.
Oh, it was controlled by Kelsea. Messy for Chase. Because if you look at how this all played out, one person was playing chess with public perception and the other one was, flipping the board over.
Okay, let's get into it. We have to start with what I'm calling the 5-day collapse, because the speed of this is what's just baffling to everyone.
Right. And context is key here. To understand the crash, you have to look at the altitude they were flying at just days before.
We're talking about a couple that had a very roller coaster 2025. Kelsea, obviously a massive country pop star, and Chase, the heartthrob from Outer Banks. They split in September 2025, got back together in December, and posted this massive New Year's Eve declaration about breaking patterns and entering 2026 with a clean slate.
And let's just pause on that phrase, breaking patterns. That is doing so much heavy lifting.
What do you mean?
In celebrity PR, when you announce you are breaking patterns, you're essentially admitting the relationship was toxic, but you're claiming you fixed it.
Wow.
It implies therapy, it implies hard work, it's a promise to the fans and to yourselves.
It raises the stakes a lot. If you say we fixed it and then you break up a month later,
it looks so much worse.
yeah, it makes the failure feel so public.
Precisely. So, flash forward, February 1st. The Grammys. Kelsea is on the carpet. She tells reporters Chase was with her while she was getting ready. She says, I believe in him. It looks solid.
It looked like they'd really weathered the storm.
Yeah.
And then the calendar slips to February 6th, just 5 days later. TMZ and People drop the news simultaneously. Kelsea and Chase are done. Sources claiming the relationship has simply run its course.
Oh, that phrase.
So help me out here. Run its course usually implies like a slow drift. You don't go from he's waiting for me backstage to never mind in 120 hours without a catalyst.
You absolutely do not. Run its course is publicists speak for, we don't want to talk about the screaming match that just happened, but we actually think we identified the catalyst. It wasn't just some random argument.
What was it?
It appears to be what I'm calling the summit of the X's.
This is the part that feels too scripted to be real. Walk us through the night of the Grammys again.
So on the night of the Grammys, the same night Kelsea is praising Chase on the red carpet, she goes to an after party. And who does she run into?
Madelyn Cline.
Madelyn Cline.
Okay, for listeners who might not be deep in the Outer Banks lore, explain the significance here.
Yeah.
Why is Madelyn Cline the nuclear option in this story?
Madelyn Cline is Chase Stokes' ex-girlfriend and his co-star on Outer Banks. They dated for over a year, it was messy, and they had to keep working together.
Yeah.
And historically, the narrative has been that there was tension between Kelsea and Madelyn. Kelsea even has that song Emerald City, where she talks about being jealous of an ex with brown eyes.
Right, the lyric is, I hate to say it, but damn, she's pretty. Everyone thought that was about Madelyn. So you have the current girlfriend and the ex-girlfriend in the same room.
Yeah.
That's usually a recipe for disaster.
Or at least like a very frosty avoidance where everyone's looking at their phones.
Yeah.
Instead, a photo surfaces. Kelsea and Madelyn are standing together, hands over their mouths, just laughing. They look thick as thieves. They look like they're sharing the world's juiciest secret.
The visual is striking. It's not a polite, let's take a picture to show we are mature pose. It's a, we just compared notes and realized we are dating the same person pose.
And here's the kicker. Within 48 hours of that photo being taken, Madelyn Cline unfollowed Chase Stokes on Instagram.
Oof. So Madelyn, who literally has to work with this guy, decides to cut the digital cord right after talking to Kelsey.
I mean, think about that sequence. Kelsey and Chase are fine. Kelsey hangs out with Madelyn. Madelyn unfollows Chase. 5 days later, Kelsey dumps Chase.
It just screams data exchange.
It absolutely does. It's that terrifying moment for any man who has been less than honest, when his worlds collide. If Madelyn shared something, a timeline overlap, a DM, maybe just a behavioral pattern that Kelsey recognized, that would destroy the breaking patterns narrative instantly.
If you find out the pattern is just who he is, you walk. But isn't this all just circumstantial? I mean, people unfollow people all the time. Maybe they just had a good laugh about something else.
I would totally agree with you if Kelsey hadn't decided to light the match herself. Because while the official sources were feeding people the boring grew apart line, Kelsey was validating a very different story in the comments.
Yes. We have to talk about the heard around the world.
This is my favorite part of modern celebrity culture. We call this validation by proxy.
Explain that for us. What is that?
Validation by proxy is when a celebrity wants to confirm a rumor, usually about cheating or bad behavior, without actually saying the words. Maybe because of an NDA or they just don't want to look messy.
Okay.
So instead, they comment on someone else's content that says it for them. It creates plausible deniability while sending a crystal clear message.
Okay, so set the scene.
On February 9th, just 3 days after the split news breaks, country singer Ashley Cooke posts a snippet of her new song, Exes, on TikTok. Now, I'm going to read you these lyrics, and you tell me if this sounds like a relationship that just ran its course.
Love hear it.
The lyrics are, whiskey nights, wandering eyes make messes. Hiding phones, I don't knows make questions. Don't you know crossing lines makes exes?
Wandering eyes and hiding phones. Wow, that is specific. That is infidelity code. Hiding phones is the universal sign of a partner who is up to no good.
Exactly. And right there, underneath that video, Kelsea Ballerini comments a single word.
Just that.
Just that. And Ashley Cooke replies, you get it.
You get it. I'm like, come on. That's not subtle.
It's a soft confirmation. In the world of celebrity PR, you do not publicly validate a song about cheating and hiding phones right after your own breakup, unless you want people to know why you broke up.
It's so petty, but also kind of brilliant.
It's power. It lets her control the narrative without getting her hands dirty. She's letting the song do the talking. And notice how this lines up with the rumors that have dogged Chase for years. We should talk about the blind items.
Right. For the uninitiated, blind items are gossip tips sent to sites where they don't name the celeb, but give enough clues so you can figure it out.
And for years, there have been blind items alleging Chase was unfaithful to Madelyn, and even rumors he was unfaithful to Kelsey during their other breaks. When Kelsey types, she's stamping all those rumors, verified. Exactly. It validates the summit of the exes theory perfectly. Madelyn and Kelsey compare notes, realize there were wandering eyes and hidden phones in both relationships, and the whole house of cards just collapses.
And hey, if you live for this kind of forensic pop culture analysis, you should probably hit that subscribe button. We are tracking every unfollow and every comment so you don't have to.
We gotcha.
But to really understand why this feels so final this time, why she isn't just going to get back together with him in a month, we have to look at the power dynamics. Because cheating is one thing. Professional jealousy, that's the silent killer.
This is such an interesting angle. We think of celebrity couples as equals, but they're rarely on the same tier at the same time.
Exactly. And back in November 2025, we got a glimpse into just how volatile this dynamic was. We call it the crash out.
Ugh, this was so painful to watch.
So this is November 2025. They're in one of their off phases. And Chase Stokes takes to Instagram stories. He posts this dark blue background with text that says, I'm blocked. I did nothing wrong. Sorry, I tried.
And then another one.
And then a second post. Onwards and upwards.
A 33-year-old man posting I'm blocked on his public story to millions of followers.
The internet just immediately labeled this man-child behavior. It felt like something a teenager would post on Amen in like 2005. Don't hit me up, only real ones know.
It was a total crash out, a moment of losing emotional control publicly. But looking back, it signals a massive maturity gap. You have Kelsey, who processes her life through polished, Grammy-nominated songwriting. She turns pain into art.
Yeah.
And then you have Chase airing dirty laundry on Instagram stories because he lost access to her.
It feels manipulative, doesn't it? Like, I'm going to make you look bad for blocking me.
It's a classic move. Look how sad I am. She's so mean. But it backfired. It just made him look unstable. And that leads us to the why. Beyond the cheating rumors, sources point to a massive professional imbalance.
Right, the career insecurity angle. Sources close to them have been pretty vocal that Kelsea was incredibly supportive of Chase, but that support wasn't reciprocated as her career just skyrocketed.
Yeah. Well, think about the trajectory. Kelsey's at Fashion Week. She's performing at the Grammys. She's moving into this upper echelon of pop culture stardom. She's becoming a main pop girl.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Chase is still primarily known for Outer Banks, a show that is aging and is probably nearing its end.
It's the classic A Star is Born narrative.
It really is. There are reports Chase felt a lot of insecurity about her success. And when you combine professional jealousy with the trust issues from the hiding phones lyric, you have a toxic cocktail.
It was a cycle of insecurity. Because it reminds me of that Emerald City lyric again. She says, I always liked the color of my eyes till I knew she had brown. There was insecurity baked into this from all sides.
Exactly. And the irony is just, it's so thick. Chase posts, I did nothing wrong, back in November, trying to control things. But Kelsey's silence and her one word is so much louder.
So we've covered the cheating allegations, the summit of the exes, and the professional jealousy. But Kelsey's final message to the world, it wasn't about Chase at all. It was about a snake. Stay tuned, because this spiritual sign-off really does seal the deal on the whole thing.
This is my favorite part of the story. This is where the PR strategy becomes actual art.
So the breakup is confirmed Feb 6th. Then on February 12th, Kelsea steps out in New York Fashion Week for the Carolina Herrera show. Solo.
And she looks incredible. Midnight blue sequin dress. But the key detail, the hair.
Yes. A subtle but very distinct new haircut.
It is the classic post-breakup glow-up. It sends a visual signal. I am not at home crying. I am front row at Fashion Week, and I look better than ever. She looked unbothered.
But the real statement came on February 16th, the Lunar New Year. Kelsea posts this long, reflective message about transitioning from the year of the snake to the year of the fire horse.
The symbolism here is just so rich. She calls the previous year the year she spent mostly with Chase, the year of the snake.
I have to read part of this, she wrote. This year asked you to shed layers you didn't even realize you were still carrying. And growth was not loud. It was uncomfortable.
Shedding layers. Shedding skin. She is reframing the entire relationship not as a failure, but as a necessary shedding, and calling it the year of the snake. In the context of cheating rumors, a snake is a global symbol of betrayal.
I didn't even think of that. And she even posted nail art featuring a serpent.
Oh, the nail art. Never, ever underestimate the nail art.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
Or are we reading too much into a manicure?
When you are a celebrity with millions of eyes on you, nothing is an accident. The serpent on the nail is a deliberate choice. She's telling us that the messy year, the drama, it was all just dead skin she had to shed to get to this new version of herself.
The fire horse energy.
Exactly.
It's such a powerful reframe. Instead of, I got my heart broken again, it's, I just molted.
And that's why she wins the breakup. Chase had the I'm blocked tantrum. Kelsea had the high fashion dress and the poetic metaphor about shedding skin. The contrast in maturity is the entire story right there.
So let's summarize this deep dive. Kelsea Ballerini and Chase Stokes are done. The official sources say it ran its course. But the evidence, the photo with Madelyn Cline, the unfollow, the reports of insecurity, it all points to a total collapse of trust.
It wasn't timing. It wasn't schedules. It was wandering eyes and hiding phones, compounded by a partner who maybe couldn't handle his partner's rising star.
And honestly, if you enjoy this kind of analysis, don't forget to subscribe to StarScope Report. Because we will be here the next time a cryptic Instagram story drops. And trust me, in this town, there is always another one coming.
Always.
I want to leave you with this final thought. Kelsea wrote a whole EP about her divorce called Rolling Up the Welcome Mat. It was a masterpiece of vulnerability. Now that she's lived through a year of the snake with Chase, you have to wonder, is her next album going to be a love story or a warning label?
Oh, I think we know the answer to that. You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.